It's been a while since I've come to do a garage talk video on my channel here for 7 Ton. Um, Thought I'd take a minute to explain the lack of videos lately. Um, yeah, simple word, $5 diesel. Anyway, we'll go on from there. But yeah, it's gotten a lot more expensive. And I'm sure we all know that it's gotten a lot more expensive. So that's kind of put a lot of brakes on everything around here. And that's having a pretty bad impact on me because, you know, I got things to do and I want to do them. So, and I'm not going to quit. Hope you stick with me and we'll talk about it all. Recently, I had a life changing experience. Well, I guess it was a life alerting experience. I was out shooting and I had a rifle explode in my hands. Um, the company that made the rifle has taken it back and they're looking at it. I don't know what that means. I've owned it for a while now, but I haven't shot much through it, and it was brand new. But um, I bought it because it resembled an M14, and it went really good with my uh, 67 M715 Jeep truck because the driver would have had probably an M14, at least in the beginning, 1967, and it looked cool sitting in the rifle rack behind the seat on the Jeep, and I really liked it, and I bought it brand new. It was a uh, very good example of it, and I was 17 rounds into a 20 round mag, and there was a warm flash, and everything stopped, and then I looked down at the gun, and the stock was split from one end to the other. The magazine was on the bottom of the magazine was on the ground, and the last two bullets in the magazine were laying on the ground next to it. It's kind of shocking at any rate. That's kind of brought my attention to the fact that, don't know what's going to happen or when. And I need to get off my butt. There's a lot of things I want to do, and I don't really have a whole lot of time left to do them in. I'm getting older. They're not going to get any cheaper. And I need to get moving. And maybe I just need to rescope what I'm doing. Started the channel this year for our photography. I've been involved with a couple of art organizations. Attended a show. Did a Saturday morning art walk cafe thing this yesterday, and I've been taking pictures for 30 some 40 some years, and I've done it for other people professionally for a living 30 years ago. I didn't like that. Ruined my creativity. I take the pictures I take because I like them and I want to take them and truly want to make them as large a print as possible. And I'm trying not to go into this too deep, but that's the motivation for building the truck. I want to go out there, take some photographs of things that only occur because I happen to be there. Not me, but somebody has to be there to see them. And having the ability to go further, stay longer, and do more when you get there. That's the whole point of building that big truck into an RV and doing what we're doing with it. Yeah. Recently being made aware of my mortality and nagging thought in the back of my head. There's nobody in my family that's lived much past 70 as a man, and that's given me a narrow set of years left to get anything done. And then there's other things that creep up as you get older. My wife has experienced a lot of mobility issues in the last few years. Hopefully she's going to recover from that, but it's more hope than recovery right now, and it impacts on how well she's going to be able to get into and out of this truck that we're building, because there's quite a few steps involved. Anyway, there's a lot of height. So, but I don't want to bring you down with all the details. I mean, this is a very long process, a very long list of chores to accomplish, and And I don't have forever, and neither do you, anybody watching this video, have forever to get anything done. So um, I just wanted to communicate where we're coming from. I would love it if more people would go and look at our photographs, because we're getting really good responses from the images that we've shown. I've sold a few prints here and there, given the amount of in-person shows I've gone to. It's really encouraging, but it's not making a big difference in our finances. So, and honestly, I don't know that it'll ever make a huge difference in our finances. But it's nice to be able to share the images that were otherwise going to get stuck on my wall, and then whoever cleans up after me when I pass would have to deal with them. And in a world filled with so much digital media, the analog prints that I'm making from my digital media probably weren't going to be that popular and weren't going to have that much traction with everyone after I'm gone. I don't know. It's hard for me to say, but it wouldn't be my problem. And honestly, I don't want to leave any more problems for my kids than I have to. Thought I'd fill you in with some projects that we are working on. Obviously, back behind me over there is where the winch bumper is still at. Got a little glitch in it that's about 1/8 of an inch too narrow at the top, and I'm trying to bend it out a little bit. But as you can imagine, 1/2-inch steel does not flex a whole lot. Well, flexes a whole lot more than it bends. Another potential project that's come up is, in addition to the regular maintenance and everything like that, maybe it's something I can do this year, is part of building our expedition vehicle. We're going to have the MK23 as a RV, made out of the Hercules Nike Hercules missile radar control van. That's going to be our housing. And one of the things we planned on was why we have the big trailers, so we can take our Jeep truck, our M715, with us wherever we go, or when we want to, when we go. And rather than dragging it on the ground, we got the trailer, and I had other uses for the trailer, and it's cool. Anyway, maybe it's something more doable this year, aside from getting the body off of the trailer and onto the back of the truck and starting the preliminary hookups on that. Maybe one of the things we can work on this year is I want to build a camper, essentially, that fits in the back of the M715, that instead of being made, I want to make it look like the canvas topped troop seat, the way it would have been originally. The idea would be to use a canvas outer shell and keep it shaped like it was over the rounded bows of the troop seats, and have a curtain on the back that covers the doors and everything like that, so that it looks like it's still the original setup. So at any rate, maybe that's something I can actually pull off with the materials I can afford to buy this year. It's going to be a challenge no matter what we do, and we've got some things going on too this year that are going to cut into our available time. Going to be doing a art festival, at least one more this summer, and this summer I'll be hanging my stuff at a gallery for a show later on in August. So that's exciting, I guess. Ways off at this point. Feels like it's forever off, but it'll be here tomorrow. Not the way time flows sometimes. Anyway, so those are what's coming up, or what I'm working on, and what I'm trying to work towards. If I can, I'm going to make a video with separating the radar control van body from the framework and flooring that it has in it, and maybe another video where we expand the bed a little bit. It needs to be a little bit wider on each side so that it'll accommodate the size of the existing of the radar van, and I need to build some structure on the back end of it, and then hopefully there'll be a third video in that series, and hopefully that will be most of what I do this year, where we put the body on the truck and start attaching it. So that's the goal for the truck. Alongside of that, you know, well, to be honest, all three of those projects are probably not huge time consuming projects given the conditions where everything's at. They will require fuel, they will require parts, they will require buying steel, and I'm in the middle of Wyoming. There's no steel made locally, so it's going to have to come from somewhere, and that's going to raise the price of that too. So, and who knows, maybe the tariffs will be gone by then, or who knows. It's still going to be a struggle. That's that goal. The bed thing that I was talking about, the camper thing for the back of the M715, you know, maybe I'll postpone all of that work on the truck and just work on building that, because, you know, that can be made out of materials that are more locally sourced and a little less expensive, and canvas is easier to ship than sheet metals or bar stock and stuff of that nature. So maybe I'll just finish the winch bumper and build a camper for the back of the M715 and camouflage it so it looks kind of like it's the original equipment canvas top over the troop seats or cargo bed, and kind of make it kind of a vintage stealth camper. I just laid that idea on my wife this morning because I've been thinking about it for 6 months now, and she thought that was a pretty good idea, at least in the rough draft. So we'll see what the final draft looks like. So anyway, moving on. So as you can see, this is the crossover point between the truck channel and photography. Try to keep the truck channel up for the truck, but this is part of the reason why we're having the truck. You see the big picture in the back there with the Nissan in the corner of it, and I think that's Rooster Point or something. I don't know. It's Valley of the Gods, Utah, but it's on the map. At any rate, I want to do more of that kind of stuff and be out there and stay more. And that particular trip, we're on our way to Tucson, Arizona to get a tire for the big truck. It was an excuse to take a long road trip. But the way things are going today, won't be making too many long road trips. So with that in mind, I just want to tell you, you know, we're in this. We're going to keep doing this. The videos might get a little fewer and far in between for the next year or so while we contend with the variety of things that life is throwing at us. You know, for what it's worth, we're still here. And what I really want to say is how glad we are that you guys are still with us, and you know, you still care enough to stay being a subscriber, even if it's a long time between videos, and even if we're doing a lot less light off-roading and so on. But we'll try to get some more of that stuff in. It's just going to be very cost dependent as things go. But I really want to convey to you how grateful we are for everyone that wants to come along on this journey with us, and anyone that wants one of these pictures. We have a website. You can give us a shout out, and we'll set you up. Lots of different things. Anyway, we'll talk to you again soon. Thanks. Just to let you know, they're still here. We still got them.